Marissa, hello. You look great
Hello.
today.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Let's pretend this was the first take too.
Yeah, that worked. Recording is hard.
Marissa, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, that's such a hard question. I always feel like I forget everything about myself when I get asked that. But
What would make the question easier, actually?
ugh, I don't know. I'll just spew some random facts and see what we
Good.
can.
I love that. I love that.
That
Are you
works.
going to start with The Office? I think you should start with The
I think I
Office.
should. Okay, so my name's Marissa, and I had an office-themed wedding because that is the show that brought me and my husband together. So classically, that's our passion. um, But yeah, outside of that, I am a poet. I currently have a full-time job working for Lighthouse Writers Workshop, and I live in Denver with my husband and my two cats in that order.
What are your two cats' name in that order? What are your two cats' name and what's your husband's name?
My cats' names are Rayland, after the artist Rayland Baxter, and Billy, after Billie Eilish / Billie Holiday.
I
And
love how you have a slash for your
I had to apply both. I love them both so much.
so good. So
And
good.
my husband's name is Austin.
And his name is Austin. And fun fact, we are interviewing Austin for one of our support roles. And in the interview, Austin came with an entire presentation that was 100% off, like Office theme, and it was so cool. And I hope that we get to do the same video introducing all of the world to the people that are here at Hectic with Austin as well. But for
Yeah.
now, this is all about you.
Yes.
What is your favorite thing about yourself?
Ooh, another hard question. My favorite thing about myself, I think, is that I'm a very reflective person. I'm very much,
Mhm.
I grew up as an only child. I have siblings, but grew up as an only child. I'm very like introverted extrovert. And so I look at the world and like reflect a lot, probably too much, but I like that because it impacts like the stuff that I create.
I know it's tough because it's like you want to be a thinker, you want to be introspective, but then also you're like, get out, go away thoughts. This is
Too
too
many
much today.
things. That's me every day. Classic
What
overthinker.
is what is your favorite thing about freelancing and your least favorite thing about freelancing? Real
Love that.
talk.
Yeah. My favorite thing is just being able to do what I love and like on my own terms and being able to make connections with people in my community that love and appreciate the work that I do. Like most of my clients come from referrals from other clients. And so that just the community aspect of it too, and being able to just share my art with people. My least favorite thing, is tough conversations with clients, like having someone that
Mm.
don't really jive well with and they have different expectations, and I'm a serial conflict avoider, so I don't like that.
I'm a fleer as well, so you're in good company. I'm like, ooh, there looks like there's conflict over there. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go this way.
I'm gonna go this way. Yep. Awesome. You get it.
It actually drives me insane when my wife and I are having tiffs. I'm like, oh, we got to figure this out right away because
Mhm.
we're not having conflict this evening.
Yep. Austin and I will have conflict, and then we'll get in fights of like where we laugh at each other. Like we're so annoyed that we laugh fight. So I guess that's, yeah.
What would you say it's like working with you every single day?
Hmm. Working with me personally,
Yeah, you're the person. Yeah.
I am the person. I would say I am very efficient and I try and be as helpful as possible with anyone who's working with me. It's probably to my own detriment. I'm learning more about boundaries and like when to say I don't have the capacity for something. But on an everyday basis, working with me is just, I don't know, I try and make things fun and make people laugh and connect. So, yeah.
What's your favorite piece of work that you have created? Because you are both a photographer and a writer and a multi-dimensioned artist. So, what's your favorite piece of work that you've created?
Ooh, writing wise, I would say my favorite and like biggest accomplishment so far was a story that I wrote, basically one of my own life stories, and told at an event that one of my friends they created at a comedy club. It's called Tailspin, and so I got to tell one of my stories, and that was really cool. Like actually speaking my stories.
Mm.
That was a really fun event. And then as far as like, my photography, I would say my biggest accomplishment is shooting my friend's proposal when she was proposed to last year, and just like getting to capture that raw emotion and just joy and love, like, is probably my favorite moment and favorite creation.
So cool. I love how you had those readily available, because just so everyone knows, there's no prep for these conversations.
Yeah.
I show up and I'm like, hey, we're going to introduce Marissa to the world by whatever questions Daryl has in his mind at the moment.
Which I love. And I am shocked that I have had answers for you, because I am a classic overthinker and over preparer. So I was like, I hope I have words to say to Daryl.
What's a good way to affirm you?
I think, oh, that is so tough. I struggle to tell Austin how to affirm me every day. Probably just like reminding me of my skills, like specifically, and saying like, you are a talented writer. And like not letting me get away with saying I'm an aspiring or an amateur writer or poet or things like this, like grounding me in who I actually am and the things that I've done is the best way to affirm me, because I need that like grounding piece.
If you're willing to share, what is the most difficult thing that you've overcome, and how do you feel about it now? You don't have to share, and you can say back off, and we'll record it, and everyone will hear you saying back off. But what's something most difficult that you've overcome?
I think, and it's not necessarily that I've fully overcome it. I think it's a journey and a process, but I'm in the process of overcoming every day my anxiety. Like I have super bad anxiety that like is part of the overthinking. And so sometimes it prevents me from wanting to do things or wanting to like put myself out there or do something that's scary. And so I've worked in both my like work life and in my freelance life. I've worked to overcome that anxiety on like a project by project basis. And I'm really proud of myself for doing that, because it's exhausting, as people know.
I struggle with anxiety as well. And the overthinking is something that my therapist actually has me going, okay, what are you thinking? Label those thoughts. Are they true? Are they untrue? And you're like, oh, I don't have time for that. I'm too busy thinking.
Think about. It's painful, but it's good.
Marissa, I also consider you an incredible activist. I look up to you and I'm so inspired by you. And so as we wrap up, I would like to know, what's your hope and wish for women, specifically women who freelance?
Oh, yeah. I think my main hope is that as women, like younger generations, move into freelance and just in general, that they can move in a way and in a world that shows them their value. And I mean, I've worked with women in the past in my other job, victims of domestic violence, and just seen how negatively impactful like not knowing your worth can be. And I think just being able to move and act and grow in your worth is my hope for any woman doing anything, and freelance especially, because it's an intimidating world sometimes.
I love that. I love that. And then I promise my last question. What is your favorite Office episode and why?
Oh, yes. You asked. My favorite episode is The Injury, which I think is season 2, episode 6 or 8. I'm not 100% sure on that. When Michael...
Get on this right now.
Tell me if I'm wrong, because I know that you will. When Michael burns his foot on the George Foreman grill, that's my go-to, like, I've had a hard day. I need to watch something funny. Let me watch Michael burn himself on a George Foreman grill.
And then walk in with those crutches as if he was actually injured.
Yeah. Yes, that's classic. I did a costume for that for when we did Office trivia, and it went over well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, Marissa, where can everyone keep up with you? Where can they engage with you? How can they say hello? And what would be an interesting way to say hello to you?
Ooh, carrier pigeon would be very interesting, but I don't know if that's possible. Best way to probably follow me and say hello is through Instagram. I'm just Marissa M. Morrow. That's what I'm most active on right now. And then eventually I'm going to get my blog back up and running. That's busybee.com, but that's a process. I'm going to get there.
Repeat your blog name again because I wooed in the middle of it and I want everyone to hear it. And it'll also
Yes.
be in the notes below.
Yes. It's busybeingfree.com.
Oh, I
Mhm.
said I'd be done with the questions, but can you please tell me about what Busy Being Free is all about?
Yes, absolutely. So, something I started during the pandemic, didn't we all? The title of it comes from a Joni Mitchell song, Cactus Tree, where the chorus she says she was busy being free. And really, I've kind of worked on it with a friend over the last couple months. It's going to be a place to talk about overcoming things and getting free of some of our like life problems, family problems, trauma, mental health things. So it just kind of covers everything and just freeing ourselves from what can really hold us back and have a negative impact on us.
Oh, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
Thank
And
you.
that wraps us up. This has been
Yay.
5 minutes with Marissa Morrow. Marissa is a contributor to the Hectic blog. She works on some social posts as well. She really helps create really incredible content that's really useful for this entire community. So when you see articles by Marissa, this is the face and the person behind it.
Mhm.
Marissa, any last words?
Go watch The Office for self-care.
I love that.
Yay.
Office care is self care.
It is.
So good.